Academics, Professor Gautam Damuri from USA, Sri Anil Mutta, Chairman Mutta Industries specializing in bamboo. My dear students, faculty members, alumni, and also parents who are watching this virtual convocation. Dear brothers and sisters, it gives me immense pleasure to participate virtually in the 13th convocation of NIT, Agartala being held at Agartala today. I would have been much more happy if it is actual instead of virtual. But we are all aware of the situation created by pandemic. We are forced to go for virtual, that is the order of the day. I'm sure the students, when they began their course, would not have anticipated that they would be receiving their degrees in this manner. But the COVID-19 pandemic has changed our lives like never before, and the education sector was one of the most severely impacted with online classes and virtual convocations like this becoming the new normal. I must appreciate NIT for taking this initiative to hold a e-convocation and bring us together through a virtual platform for such a momentous occasion. At the outset, I would like to congratulate the outgoing students for completing their degrees from this prestigious institute in the Northeast. I would also like to convey my appreciation to the educators and the administration guiding and hand-holding students in their academic journey. I'm happy to note that for the academic year 1920, this institute is awarding BTech degree to a total number of 534 students, MTech degree to a total of 181 students, BS and BT degree to 29 students, BS, MS and BT, MT degree to 31 students, MSc degree to 24 students, MCA degree to 20 students, MBA degree to 14 students in this convocation. This year, 24 scholars also will be awarded with a PhD. It has been 15 years since this institute has been upgraded as NIT Agartala in 2006 from Tripura Engineering College. I'm glad to note that over this period, NIT Agartala has been providing excellent instructional and research facilities and has emerged as an institute of national excellence. I would like to congratulate all the people who are concerned for this achievement. For the last 3 years, the institute is being ranked within the 100 best engineering institutes of the country under the National Institute Ranking Framework. My dear youngsters, I am pleased to know that NIT Agartala also acts as an ISRO Space Technology Incubation Center to cater to the country's space technology needs and has been carrying out research and development activities. This is welcome initiative. My dear friends, NIT Agartala and other premier institutes in our country have glorious examples from our ancient education system to emulate. India was known as Viswaguru, the world's best training centers like Takshashila, Nalanda, Pushpagiri, Vikramshila used to attract thousands of students and scholars from all over the corners of the globe. That was the past history. India has produced numerous scholars like Charaka, Susruta, Aryabhatta, Bhaskaracharya, Chanakya, Patanjali, and many others who had made seminal contribution in various fields. Our ancient education system used to focus on developing holistic and well-rounded personalities. We are always taught to live in harmony with nature and respect all beings and non-beings. because nature's importance we have realized with the climate change mounting, and also with what has happened during this pandemic, we must all realize the importance of nature. That's why I say that nature, culture, together for better future. This should be the key word for all of us. We must be friendly with the nature. And we are fortunate, but unfortunately we have neglected the nature. And we started playing with the nature, and nature is playing with us. So we have to go back to our old system of being friendly with the nature. Our education system was practical, wholesome, and contemporary to life. In fact, education was seen as a continuous process of learning. My dear friends, the new educational policy underpinned by the same vision. It aims at making India a global knowledge superpower and seeks to bring a paradigm shift in the entire education system. Drawing inspiration from our ancient system, it seeks to make Indian education holistic, multidisciplinary, and practical. Introducing flexibility in higher education, rigid separations of discipline has become a thing of the past. Instead, graduate programs will be multidisciplinary. There will be a renewed focus on research with a single regulator to oversee the functioning of all institutions, barring medical and law colleges. All these policy reforms are long overdue. These will greatly transform the educational landscape in our country. Translating the reforms into effective dream-fulfilling vision now rests on the shoulders of our gurus and teachers. The Prime Minister has given a call, three-line mantra: reform, perform, and transform. Transformation of the nation, transformation of the lives of the people. That is the purpose of these reforms. We must take forward the reforms for the betterment of the lives of the people. And our ultimate aim should be to make the life of the people more comfortable and happy. Not only comfort. Comfort alone will not give you happiness. You need something more. We have to focus on enriching the students with the ancient culture, knowledge, and heritage. And we must see to it that we follow the value system, the standards that were maintained earlier. The time has come for all the universities, IITs, NITs, and other higher education institutions to fully reorient their teaching methods and equip the teachers with the new pedagogical skills in tune with the 21st century requirements. You have a lot of opportunities, there are a lot of challenges. So we must equip our younger generation to face these challenges confidently. At the same time, there's a need for our education institutions to take up cutting-edge research in various fields, establish synergy with industries and other institutions that turn our campus into exciting centers of creativity. Interaction, friendship with industry is very much required. I'm happy Sri Anil Mutha, Chairman Mutha Industries, is here. Every education institution across the country must have relation with the nearby industry. They must work together. They must understand the needs of the industry and prepare the courses accordingly and prepare the younger generation. My dear friends, professors, the people in the academic community, there is no dearth of knowledge among our Indians. You take any section, there is good knowledge. What is required is written upgradation. We must identify the skills in our youngsters. Identify the skill, upgrade the skills. Motivate the young children. Dr. Abdul Kalam, former president, late Kalamji has said, always aim high, dream high. Simply dreaming alone will not suffice. You need to work hard. You need to aspire to become something. For that, you have to work. That is the requirement. I call upon all the institutions of the country to rise to the occasion and make India a thriving hub of knowledge and innovation. We should aspire to become Viswaguru once again. Dear young friends, this is a very important day in our careers and will remain etched in your memories for the rest of your lives. Your hard work through your life has given you this badge of recognition today, a degree. Friends, each one of you has this powerful tool in your pocket now. While the degree you are getting today is important and will add to your credentials, what is more important is your ability and capacity to use the knowledge, skills, and attitude that you have acquired all these years in building a bright, fulfilling, and successful career. Every step you take from here will be crucial in realizing your dreams and goals. As I told you, former President Dr. Kalam used to advise the youth to not aim for small things, but to dream big. That should be your goal. Dream big, set a goal, and strive hard to achieve it. You will succeed if you work with dedication, discipline, determination, and sincerity without wavering from your chosen path. As you step out of the portals of your alma mater, a new existing world awaits you. Everything will not be rosy. Don't take things easy or becoming crazy or lazy. There will be challenges and pitfalls. You have to continue your quest. Stop not till you reach the goal, as Swami Vivekananda said. Stop not till you reach the goal. One who learns and adopts better will thrive in this competitive field. Institutions and degrees cannot remain as mere artifices of the new paradigm. There has to be a utility in what we are delivering. There has to be agility in our approach to learning. Acquiring knowledge will be purposeless if it remains in narrow silos. There is a need to adopt an interdisciplinary approach to address challenges facing the mankind, from ending poverty to improving agricultural productivity to combating pollution and diseases. Enhancing public and private investments in research is of vital importance for creating a knowledge-driven society. I urge the corporate sector to identify key research projects in various sectors and fund them under CSR initiatives. In the West, particularly in America, every industry, it sponsors some university or some courses. We should also think in those lines. Technology has been changing very fast in recent years. The fourth industrial revolution, as the World Economic Forum defines, denotes innovation based on a combination of technologies like artificial intelligence, robotics, and 3D printing. This is not a vision of the future. Young friends, this is the present. Students, researchers, and academicians, therefore, cannot afford to remain in a world of status quo. They have to constantly learn, update themselves, innovate every day. They need to be agile. My dear sisters and brothers, India is uniquely blessed because it is young. About 65% of the country's population comprises youth. You need to fully channelize the energies of the youth and create the right ecosystem for promoting entrepreneurship among them. This is the time to tap the talents and skills for giving a fillip to vocal for local campaign. Institutions like NIT Agartala have to be at the forefront in turning youth into job creators, not just job seekers. I'm sure NIT Agartala is adapting to the new demands of society and industry. I'm very pleased to know that nearby villages have been adopted by the Institute, and the Institute is aiming to make these villages model villages. I give a call to the students across the country, irrespective of course. Spend some time in the fields. Go and visit the rural areas. Understand the problems of the farming community and the rural artisans, because that is India, that is Bharat. Even today, 60% of the population lives in the villages. Agriculture is our basic culture. It has to be preserved. protected and propagated. And we must make agriculture viable, profitable. My dear youngsters, your future is bright. What is required is you have to grab those opportunities. You have to equip yourself with the knowledge. As I told you, the things are moving. Now it's digital. Now it is going to be digital. Online, that is the line. So that there is no need to stand in line. You know, all these years, we were yearning for change, and now the change is coming. The government of India schemes, the Prime Minister's innovative schemes like Jana Dhana Yojana, Aadhaar, many schemes are there. These are all aimed at bringing transformation in the lives of the people, in the system of the administration, to make life more comfortable. So you youngsters must come out with new ideas and then offer solutions to the new challenges that are coming. Once again, I am very glad to be virtually present with you, my dear youngsters. I hope this initiative of e-convocation has given some motivational boost to my young friends and to propel them to excel in their endeavor. We are all Indians. We must feel proud of being Indians. India, that is Bharat. We have a great civilization, as I told you. We must respect and carry forward that civilization. We must adopt, share and care is the core of our Indian philosophy. Everyone must in life must try to take care of others. Then you will get happiness. Sharing and caring will get you more happiness. Everybody in their own limited way, according to their capacity and caliber, they should share with others because we believe in Vasudhaika Kutumbakam. Sarve Jana Sukhino Bhavantu. Entire world is one family. That is the philosophy of India. We should come out of this narrow thinking of regional feelings, religious feelings. Religion, keep it to yourself. Region, okay, you belong to a region, but don't discriminate against others. Caste, creed, sex, religion, and region. We should rise above. Irrespective of that, we are all Indians. That attitude, that feeling has to be developed among the people. I would like to conclude with a quote from Brihadaranyaka Upanishad, which the students may reflect upon. You are what you deep driving desire is. As your desire is, so is your will. As your will is, so is your deed. As your deed is, so your destiny. Thank you very much. Namaskar. Jai Hind.
Dear students, I hope nothing can be better than this of such convocation address. It is wonderfully inspired by our respected chief guest,